What is up, YouTube? Welcome to this Preacher Season 2, Episode 2, episode review and breakdown. So, wow. I was worried if you'd seen my previous review, well, you would see and know that I was worried that they would kind of ease off the accelerator or the gas if you're in America, and they would not be able to keep up the momentum that they had in the first episode, but they goddamn did. They diddly did. So if you're new to your channel, please do drop a like, please do subscribe. So this episode, episode 2, was a great episode, a fantastic sequel episode to our season opener last night, which was just stunning. Now, for me, the easily the best part of season 1 was our two angels, but as we saw at the end of last season, one of them was sadly gunned down as they go to the Saint of Killer's grave and try and recruit him. Now, Fior, he is easily, in my opinion, he was the best of the bunch, the best of the two angels that we actually got. However, we didn't have him much. I was hoping that he would last more this season because the actor, again, he, like I learned this last season, he's got a face which I recognise him from loads of British shows. But the highlight of this episode was easily Fior. And I loved the way he was just depressed, killing himself, doing random stuff, killing himself, coming back. And that was some of the funniest parts of last season. Like when we saw Cassidy kill them and then they just kept coming back. And we saw the other one that kept coming back as well. We had that woman who was hunting them, and they easily dispatched of her eventually. So, sadly, the two best parts of last season, the Angels, will not actually be back for this season. They're gone. They're killed by the Saint of Killers, which was just a real shame. However, the rest of this season was incredibly fun, as we had the drugs episode, which Cassidy, I am never ever going to get bored of Cassidy. I love the actor, and this episode was no exception. One of my highlights of this episode was when Cassidy gives Fior the heroin, and then he just instantly, you see the flash come in, and then you know he's overdosed, which was really funny. I absolutely love that, because a vampire can't die from an overdose, so he's probably put too much in there, I think, and that was just really funny. And we had, obviously, him become a magician's assistant, Fior, which was just absolutely grand. It was just a great touch, a great way to say goodbye to this actor and character who is a very loved character by myself. So, gushing aside, I thought it was a really good way to say goodbye. And it was a really inventive way, I think, of having this character used, where he's just a magician's assistant and he's killed and he keeps coming back. Now, that was really good. I loved we had the Tower of Mumbai as well. Just a really good way, good take on those really kind of corny casinos that we get in Las Vegas. I'm not exactly sure where they were in this episode. I'm not sure if they were in some kind of Indian reservation where you can have casinos, or I'm not really sure how casinos work in America, because on every corner here in the UK we have some sort of casino or betting establishment, so it's a bit different. However, this was a fun episode, and we learned more about Tulip and her past coming back to haunt her, and the marriage just seemed a bit weird. I'm not really sure. I don't think Tulip would have easily just said yes, but this was just a plot device for her past to turn up and then her to change her mind. Now, I don't like the fact that her and Cassidy have a second secret, apart from that they banged, that is not known by Jesse, and it's not really that good, to be honest. I don't think Jesse would really mind that she killed someone, to be honest. I don't think that would be a problem, to be honest. But one of the biggest things this episode was the fact that Fior realised that he doesn't trust the preacher. He doesn't trust Jesse at all. So I would have thought that this kind of heart-to-heart he had with Cassidy, where they just hung out and read Archie comics, which was really funny, considering we've had Riverdale this past year on TV as well. However, we did get the huge reveal that the Saint of Killers doesn't exactly know where Jesse is. He just knows where the word of God is used, which we saw a hint at the start of this episode when it was used on the guy who was trying to get his root beer, and then he could turn around and see exactly where Jesse was. So that was really cool there. I think a really neat way of the fact that this really unstoppable character can be stopped if Jesse just stops using the word of God. If he stops using that power, well, then he can actually go about his life and carry on technically as he is. Now, well, God is still missing, and it turns out that he is in NOLA, which I love New Orleans. I've been there, and there is some amazing jazz there. And, well, I have to say, if I was God, if I'd been tired of being in charge and I just went on a sabbatical, well, I'd go to New Orleans as well, so that makes sense. Now, I'm not too sure, will we be getting God this season? Will we be seeing him next episode? It kind of is a huge end of season thing, or maybe even next season that we find God, to be honest. And I love the fact that Fior mentions that, well, he hasn't met God, but he's heard great things, which was really, really funny. So I love the fact that this episode, not a lot happened when you think about it. We had the magician, we had the shootout, and we also had the little murder. But so not really too much happened. There wasn't lots of different things. It was just dealt with very quickly, and each part, there was no dragging on each section or storyline. It was very much chop, chop, chop between, which I think really does work. A lot of these shows do focus on a lot of meandering points, which are just really lame, to be honest. And the fast-paced nature of the show is a lot better, and the show does seem like, especially like I said in episode 1, it seems like it has a new lease of life, and it does seem like it's going to go further and faster. I love the fact that they actually learned about the town blowing up when the whole thing was happening with the Saint of Killers. Now, weirdly as well, we did have at the start God. Now, the bus, I can't help but think that God had some sort of involvement in that, or does Jesse simply have a guardian angel? We don't know. I would expect that someone's watching over him. So that is it for this video. Please do drop a like. Please do subscribe. I'll see you soon, and goodbye.